This is verse number 53, just before the commencement of Sthitaprajna Prakarana, where Arjuna asks about who is Sthitaprajna, Sthitadhi, etc. Before that, Shruti Vipradipannate Yada Stasyati Nischala Samadha Vachala Buddhihi Tada Yogamavapsyasi. I am mentioning this so that you will be able to link the references properly. What is he saying? When your intelligence, which is now tossed by reading a number of scriptures, a variety of pronouncements, you are not able to have a clear vision or a clarity in yourself. The mind starts getting swinging and swerving. The intelligence is getting tossed. Shruti vipradipannate. A number of doubts assail your mind. When that mind which is oscillating, the intelligence that is assailed, sthasyati nischala achalacha samadhau. When it becomes stable and poised in your own inside andakarana, tada yogamavapsyasi. That is the state of yoga. In other words, what does it mean? It is a state where the intelligence and the mind do not swing or swerve. They remain still and poised. There is no doubt, there is no desire, there is no hatred, there is no enquiry, there is no special finding also. It simply remains poised and stable. This is what happens. Now let us go to Kathopanishad, where the little boy from the earth, Nachiketas, is having a direct conversation with the god of death. After listening to Yama, Nachiketas intercepts Yama and he says, you know what I am asking you about. Please listen to me carefully and then answer. Anyatra dharmat, anyatra dharmat, anyatra asmat kridagridad, anyatra bhutacha bhavyacha yattat pashyasi tadvada. My dear Yama, I certainly want an instruction from you. My instruction, the instruction I seek is about my own soul. Whether there is a soul, does it survive all of the body? If so, what happens to it? What is its dimension? How to understand it? How to realize it? This is what I want to know. So don't try to dissuade me and don't try to deflect from the path that I want, from the instruction that I want. So, anyatra dharmad, anyatra adharmad. How many times shall I repeat this phrase? If you are able to see something different from the conventional notes of dharma and adharma, virtue and vice, do's and don'ts, don't lodge me in any do's and don'ts. I am already in that. Don't tell me something more. I don't want. Anyatra asmat kridagridad. Then the entire world is governed by cause and effect. There is no point in extending the cause and effect theory to the so-called religion, where mostly speculation works, imagination works, superstition is dominant. So don't lead me to a cause and effect affair. I want to know whether something is different from cause and effect. Anyatra bhutacha bhavyacha. Similarly, don't say past governs the present and the present leads to the future. I don't want these divisions and linking up at all. If you are able to perceive something sovereign, independent, wholesome, absolute, which is not comparable or even contrastable with the world, I would like to know that. Yattat pashyasi tadvada. Just imagine, what is it that this boy is after? This is philosophy. This is spirituality. This is really yoga. Anyatra dharmat, anyatra dharmad. Different from dharma, different from adharma. Anyatra asmat kridagridad. Different from cause and different from effect. Anyatra bhutacha bhavyacha. Equally different from past and the future. Yattat pashyasi tadvada. Have you ever perceived something like this? Do you realize something like this? Have you found an anchor of this kind, dimension and character? Then you tell me, he says. Just see. In Shukashtaka, what does he say? Nistrai gunne pathi vicharadaha ko vidhihi ko nishedhaha. Let us go to the 15th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. You know, I delight in pointing out these verses to my listeners and enquirers, because this is where it is pointed out. Our Shastras are superb, incomparable. What a great legacy all of you have. I wish that all of you are able to assess it properly. Nirmana moha jita sanga dosha adhyatma nitya vinivritta kamaha dvandvair vimuktaha sukha dukkha samjnaihi gacchantya mudhaha padamavyayam tad. In the 15th chapter, towards the end, Krishna says, Dvandvair vimuktaha. Vimuktaha means freed from. Dvandva means pairs of opposites, whose conglomeration and collection the world is. Sukha dukkha samjnaihi. All are dvandvas. They may be places, they may be events, they may be qualities, they may be happenings, persons, so many things. But all of them, when they converge into your personality for interaction, they become just 5. Shabda, Sparsha, Rasa, Rupa, Gandhas. And when they enter into the mind, they become 2, Sukha and Dukkha. So, Sukha Dukkha Samjnaihi Dvandvaihi Vimuktaha. So, to be relieved or freed from Dvandvas means to be freed from Sukha Dukkhas, because they are the ultimate resultants of all the Dvandvas in the world. Dvandvair vimuktaha sukha dukkha samjnaihi gacchanti amudhaha padam avyayam tad. Amudhaha. When they become relieved and freed from the clutches of sukha dukkhas, they have become enlightened. No more moha and delusion for them. Such people, avyayam tad padam gacchanti. They attain that supreme, undecaying, interminable abode. Who are the people who attain? Nirmana moha jita sanga dosha adhyatma nitya vinivritta kamaha. Nirmana moha. Relieved from unnecessary abhimana and moha, delusion. Jita sanga dosha. The one evil called sangha, that they have overcome, they have dropped. Adhyatma nitya, by remaining constantly devoted to spiritual pursuit, the pursuit of the self. Their pursuit is with the intelligence, with the mind, and always veering around their own inside, inmost substance, namely the self. Vinivritta kamaha. From their minds, all desires, all fascinations, all infatuations, enchantments, everything has completely gone. In such a situation, they become freed from the clutches of dvandvas, and being enlightened, illumined, and not deluded, they attain the supreme abode, he says. Now we go to the last of the Shloka Shatkam. The first set of instructions Krishna gives to Uddhava in response to his beseeching. Sarva bhuta suhritchamdo jnana vijnana nishchayaha pashyan madatmakam vishwam na vipadyeta vai punaha. Sarva bhuta suhritchamdo jnana vijnana nishchayaha pashyan madatmakam vishwam na vipadyeta vai punaha. The last statement he makes. What was Uddhava's request? I am very much attached to you. I cannot keep away from your lotus feet even for half a second. So take me to wherever you go. That is not possible. So he is saying, you go. And this is what you have to do while going. Sarva bhuta suhrd shantaha. Sarva bhuta suhrd. You should become a friend of all beings in this world. Everything that is born. Be a friend of the whole world. Be a jagat suhrt. Sarva bhuta suhrd shantaha. Have no desire whatsoever in your mind. How is it possible? Jnana vijnana nishchayaha. You should foster jnana and vijnana. Nothing else you need. The possession that you look for is not my external lotus feet. It is the tattva that Krishna represents. And the tattva is an internal one. It is a concept. It is something for the mind and the intelligence to cherish. Jnana vijnana nishchayaha. Pashyan mada atmagam. Pashyan mada atmagam vishwam. See the whole universe as laden with me, laden with Krishna. Vasudeva sarvamidhi. Vasudeva sarvamidhi. Then the important point is that madatmagam vishwam pashyan. So far you were associated with me. My body was there as the sole focus. You don't want to get away from my body. But you are leaving my body and going away. So I am no more the body for you. The whole universe should be my body. Don't think that Krishna, born of Devaki with a body, that is Krishna. That is only the bodily element. Krishna is really a tattva. He is really the Atma. He is really the Prakasha, the spiritual brilliance. That spiritual brilliance has got an endless dimension. So the whole universe should become Krishnamaya. Pashyan madatmagam vishwam na vipadyeta vai punaha. For such a person, there is no danger, there is no calamity, there is no misfortune, anything whatsoever. He is free from. So the last part of the instruction is very, very important. Sarva bhuta suhrit shantaha jnana vijnana nishchayaha. In the mind level, you must be loving all beings in this world. None you should dislike. Be a friend of all. It does not mean that you should go to everybody and embrace them. In the mind level, no dislike towards anything should be there. Everything is godly. All are God's creation. In everything, who shines? God alone shines. So be friendly towards all. This is an attitudinal expansion that you should have. And so far as your intelligence is concerned, jnana vijnana nishchayaha. The intelligence should be always firmly resting on jnana and vijnana. What jnana and vijnana? I have already explained, quoting so many verses from Bhagavad Gita here and there, Shuka Maharshi's Shukashtaka and all that. Jnana vijnana nishchayaha. The word I that we are using, it refers to the imperishable and the impartial self. The word I, which every one of us uses, right from the childhood till we die, that does not really denote or imply a concentric dimension. No. Apparently it is inside the body, and the body is very narrow, small. But actually, the I which you say is denoting a dimension which is not concentric, which has got a comprehensive, endless magnitude. This you should understand. So, I am not really the body. Using the body, I become manifest. But what really manifests has got an infinite dimension and an infinite magnitude. In that sense, Uddhava, Pashyan madatmagam vishwam. See the whole world and the universe as laden with me, penetrating and permeated by me. It is penetrated, interpenetrated and permeated by me. When you develop that kind of a dimension and magnitude, similarly a loving outlook towards all, then you will have no trouble, no obstruction, no torment of any kind at all. Sarvabhuta suhritchamdo jnana vijnana nishchayah pashyan madatmagam vishwam na vipadyeta vai punaha. Whether it is your thought about Krishna or some other deity or God in general or in particular, you cannot have that narrowness about it. It cannot be only specific and particular. It cannot be. You cannot have such a limited idea. The idea has to expand. After all, it is the mind that fosters a narrow or a specific vision about God. That narrowness and specificness should go away, and you should develop breadth and universalness about the whole thing. Let the mind have no desire whatsoever. No desire and selfishness are there. You will find you become a sarva bhuta suhrit. You become a friend of all creatures and beings in this world. And for this, your jnana and vijnana should definitely help you. Then see the whole universe as me. Pashyan Madatmagam Vishwam. That universal magnitude should be there in your mind about the vision of God. Then you will have no danger, no calamity, no misfortune, no downfall. It is such a great expansion that is drawn and indicated in whatever Krishna says. Uddhava has to leave Dwaraka, has to leave everything in a matter of, say, as long as the conversation lasted, he was there. Thereafter, he was going away, and the mind has to get ready for it. I am reminded of what Krishna says, picturing the true devotee. Nishkinjana mai anurakta chetasaha shanta mahamdo akhila jiva vatsalaha kamayiranalabdhadiyo jushantiyad tannahirabeksham nabidusukham mama. Actually, this is a verse. Whenever I get an opportunity, I recite it and explain. Nishkinjana mai anurakta chetasaha shanta mahanto akhila jiva vatsalaha. Just see, in this one verse, Krishna is describing who are the best of devotees when devotion becomes fulfilled, sublime, and brings about all the devotional and pious expansion and virtue in the devotee. Nishkinjanaha. The word Nishkinjana is used by Krishna to describe himself. Nishkinjana vayam noonam, Nishkinjana janapriyaha. People like us are Nishkinjanas, he said. What does it mean? We don't have any kind of a possessiveness with regard to anything whatsoever. There is nothing that we possess. I think your body is not yours, and everything that you have acquired in this world during the course of your life is through and in and for the sake of the body. If the body is not under your possession, then where is the question of having anything else as your possession? When the body possessiveness becomes extinct, I think with that all the possessiveness will vanish. So, Nishkinjanaha. Understand that your body is not yours. Just like Mother Earth, whose citizen you are. Just like other four Bhutas of the Panchabhutas. Your body is also belonging to nature. Mai anurakta chetasaha. Chetas means the mind. That mind should be riveted to God through anuraga, means fondness, belovedness. Mai anurakta chetasaha. Many of you may worship God, chant the name of God. Chant maybe Vishnu Sahasranama, recite Srimad Bhagavatam, and many other things. But I wonder whether in doing so, you have real fondness towards the Lord. Because your fondness is for worldly things. Your own family members, the newborn child, the girl to get married, all these are your objects of fondness. But the fondness should shift from all those areas, and it should completely be fixed on God. And you should consider God to be your most beloved, most dear, and most enchanting. That anuraga is the important factor. When the mind is filled with anuraga, devotional anuraga, you will find that instantly it produces exhilaration, ecstasy, joy, and fulfillment. Make sure, examine your devotional undercurrent and tell me very clearly whether it is in the nature of anuraga or fondness. Mai anurakta chetasaha. Those people who have anuraga for me. Shanta mahamto akhila jiva vatsalaha. Shantaha. Shamagunanvidaha. They have no desire of any kind whatsoever. They are very calm and patient. Mahantaha. They are very high-souled, magnificent people. They don't have petty and trifling things as their view or aim. Mahantaha. Akhila jiva vatsalaha. Make sure. What exactly is this word? Akhila jiva vatsalaha. You must have affection, parental affection, so to say, towards all the creatures in this world. The creatures are sometimes cruel, some are gentle. Make no differentiation at all. Everything is a denizen of the earth. Everything is a creature on the earth. It is surviving just like you are surviving. If you have a right to live in this world, everything has got a right to live in this world. Protect yourself from snakes, scorpions, cockroaches, and spiders and other things. Absolutely no harm. But allow them to live in their own manner. In the name of your life, you cannot go on destroying the others and overpowering the others. That is not right. Never kill a creature in order to have your food. You can have food from plants, so many other vegetables, and it is these vegetables which the other animals eat, whose meat generally people also eat. That is not necessary, it is not desirable also. You must have vatsalya. Would you like to kill a creature in order to have food for you? It is animals that do, we don't do it. Akhila jiva vatsalaha kamaihi analabdhatiyo jushandiyad. Their intelligence is not circled or enveloped by so many desires, greeds, passions and other things. Kamaihi analabdhatiyaha. Their intelligence is not covered, enveloped by desires. Such people who are free in their mind, in their intelligence, from the clutches of desires, jushandiyad. What kind of a joy they are enjoying, they are exulting in, they are able to experience in their own heart. Tan nairapeksham. It is called the nairapeksham, nirapekshada sukha. Sukha we generally have by virtue of our interaction. And our sukha comes from one object or the other in this world. You see a flower garden, you are happy. You look at the pretty moon, full moon in the sky on a cloud-free night, then it is very beautiful. Like that, so many other things are there. When you look at them, you have a joy. This joy is different from the other joys. In what manner? This is coming from nirapekshada. Apeksha means dependence and expectation and desire. Because the mind and the intelligence are freed from the clutches of the desire, whatever sukha you get, it comes from the self, it comes from God. It does not come from any object of this world or from Prakriti. Tan nairapeksham mama sukham. That is actually the sukha engendered by me, begotten from me, generated and preserved by me. Exclusively it is godly and divine sukha. That sukha na viduhu. How can the others know about them? It is very, very difficult. They will not be able to understand that within our heart, within our mind, quite inward to our personality, there is this kind of an unbroken, incessant, unfluctuating comfort, delight and exultation possible. When the mind becomes free from desire, it also has an expansional note flowing out to all creatures in this world. When that kind of a qualitative development, a virtuous development takes place in your system, then nirapeksha sukha takes place, dawns. Nishkinchana mahi anurakta chetasaha shanta mahamto akhila jiva vatsalaha kamairanalabdhatiyo jushandiyad tan nairapeksham navidu sukham mama. What a beautiful description. Vasishtha tells Sri Rama, understand it very clearly. You cannot be trifling, paltry, limited and shallow. You must have a kind of an overflowing mind. Don't rivet it to your body. Think that I am this limited body, born out of my mother, father. Don't think like that. I am evahamityasmin sankoje vilayam gade samasta bhuvanavyapi vistara upajayate. Ayamevahamityasmin sankoje vilayam gade. He calls it a sankocha. Sankocha means what? Constricted one. Something constricted, something very narrow, shallow. What is that? Ayamevaham. This body which is limited in its size, limited in its weight, limited in its capacity, I am this. Certainly you are not the body. You are maximum, you have a body. I have a body that is different from my being the body. You may have a house, are you the house? You may have a car, are you the car? You may have a piece of land, but are you the land? You may have a vehicle, but are you the vehicle? If these things you are not, then what about the body which you have? That also you are not. Ayamevahamityasmin. Then why are you thinking, I am this body? I am this body. And the people related to this body are my relatives. Things which are useful to the body are my things.